Aevo, yeah, it's been a bloody horrible coin. I mean, I remember it well. It just seemed like it would never want to stop dropping. You know, even coming in here, I remember thinking, seeing this volume, you know, it might start to put a stop to the drops, or buying just below it or something. I know buying below it did kind of give it a bounce, but it continued to roll and roll and roll. So it really was one of those horrible coins. The issue was probably the tokenomics. There was probably too much supply onto the market off that initial listing, or the VCs had made too much money off this because it probably pumped astronomical from, and maybe the team and everybody else held too many tokens, and you know, they started to sell it all off, taking profits or something, because it was just one of those horrible coins. So very frustrating coin. It's never nice to see those. The fact that it, you know, the fact that you got this giant volume way down here, there, it only created a small bounce. And you know, was it the team selling, or was it airdrops, or you know, I just have no idea. But it's horrible. There's been a few coins like this, and it's never good to see them. But yeah, it is starting to take shape a little bit and starting to look a little bit better. Nice falling wedge here that is breaking out. That's exactly what you want to see. Now I forgot to measure. That's what I started to measure, and I forgot. I want to see how far it did drop. 90. Yeah, 92%, and this was dropping from March. You know, because this was released in March, and it was still dropped 92%, which is, so it's not had a real bear market, but that's a nice drop in technically a bull market, if you want to call it that. You know, the market bottomed last year. This has only been the drop since March, and it was dropped 92%. So that's a decent drop. You know, you have to think that's a nice drop. You have to think it's possibly enough, and maybe bottomed. In theory, right? But you just never know. You just never know, right? I am not the biggest fan of these candles on the yearly, right? Just not the biggest fan, but you never know. This could get a nice bounce up, and you know, next year it could even if it closes here on the year, you know, this could still have a very nice green year next year, right? I've seen it happen before. But I just want to say that this is not my favorite yearly candle. You know, meaning that we need to watch the new yearly candle very, very carefully. This is not the only candle. A lot of altcoins have a very poor yearly candle. So, although we're having bounces right now, the yearly candle next year, you know, we need to see, you know, bounces and willing to negate per yearly candles, because there's a lot of bad yearly candles in these altcoins. Things look better right now, but it still doesn't change the fact that the yearly candles don't look great. So we got to keep an eye into that going into new year. Now this is better. This is attempting to be bullish, and there's many bullish 6-month stop loss happening all over the market right now, which is exactly what you want to see if this market is trying to bounce back up and trying to negate the bad candles and trying to have an alt season. Now this is not great. But I was just looking at a video there now, and if we look at ENJ, many coins are doing this now, which is exactly what you want to see. So, you know, this has a bit of work to do that, but is it going to do it? I'm not sure, but here you go. It's trying to do it on 3 months. That's exactly what you want to see. Most coins are trying to be bullish here, which is good. Now the big question is, can we get follow through? This is also exactly what you want to see, right? This is suggesting that this can go higher. That's a beautiful stop hunt here of the range. Now I don't know if it took out the very lows, but it took out the previous candle. We can look at that. It didn't take out the very lows. Okay, so it took liquidity here, which is good. Now it is suggesting, when you get a bullish stop hunt like this and a bullish engulfing candle in a range like this, it is suggesting that there's more upside, right? Because this is negating the previous candle. It's having bullish stop hunts and bullish momentum, and that bullish momentum usually and often leads to some more upside, at least on a new month. So it is suggesting here that dips are still buying opportunities in here. So for example, if we flip through to a daily chart, well, I was going to say a daily, it still looks pretty flat there, but maybe I'm better going to here. Like you can see the dips here are still buys. The dip here was a buy. The dip, well, the next dip as well. So if there is more dips, for example, down here to create a higher low, right, it is suggesting that they will be buys also for price to continue higher and take out this high. Prices, so dips here are buying opportunities to later go higher. So far the trend is, you know, continuing to be higher, attempting to be bullish. I actually, where did I find that? Is that one day? Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, we did look at it already, but there's definitely some sort of nice pattern there. Not sure what way to kind of put that, but this could be some sort of structure that is working to try and break out of to the upside. I know we drew a different one earlier, but what I also find interesting is, you know, you can't really have a real bull market until you start breaking above these sort of structures. Like so price needs to break up and maybe consolidate and then finally break up out of this before getting real moves. So it is looking like it's trying. This is going to get compression in here, so moves up are probably going to chop about a little bit and get some sort of compression in here. This is a 2-day chart. Before, you know, it needs to break out above this to have a proper true real move to the upside, in theory at least. So yeah, you got to be, and yeah, exactly. Look at this daily apex. This is exactly what it's saying. So the daily apex can't really have real moves either until you get above this purple 200 here. So that is dropping into price. That's a good sign the market is trying to bottom, right? It is a good sign the market is trying to form some sort of bottom, because this needs to come down. This will come over, and this will continue to come down into price, right? This is going to create a daily apex, and price needs to bounce up and compress here like this, and then move up and compress into the apex or whatever and get that real move. It is a process, but the process looks like it's trying to start. Any fast moves to the upside are likely to still get sold off, right? So if you get a big move up into here, it's likely to come down again as this compresses here, right? It's a very common practice, and as this comes down into price here, right? So yeah, it looks like a process, but it's you know, it's starting. If you look at Portal, it is doing something very similar, right? It is waiting for this to drop down into price, and if I go to the 2-day, you'll see the white 100 is doing the very same, trying to drop down into price. Now, for example, I just moved to Metis as the first chart I clicked on, but you can see when prices gets above the white 100, it is allowed to start building this daily apex. Now, not every chart is going to do this. This is different. It's a different structure, but it just shows that, you know, it's still working that apex and trying to get a break to the upside. This does look like a good apex that can break up, right? Metis looks like it's building here. Again, here's a daily apex on W. See the compression in here, and then when you get the compression, you get the move up, and it still chops about, and it's still kind of trying to work that daily apex, and it's just not a great structure, right? But you can see the way the charts kind of respect the apex, and it's almost like the chart understands the apex. So although it is attempting to break up, it does need a bit of work. The base does look pretty nice. Let's just flip. This is a beautiful bullish monthly engulfing, as we talked about. It looks like it wants to go higher. Very nice. Took liquidity, double bottom, trying to flip up and trying to flip green. As you can see, if this moves up here, it could potentially form a bullish engulfing 3-month candle, which then later could move up further. So it is trying here, right? This is, if it moves up further from here, you can see that this will create a very nice 6-month candle. Again, it's not the best yearly, but you know, the entire market mostly needs a new yearly candle. We need to then see if we can create good yearly candles next year. So anyway, mate, yeah, I hope it helps. It does look like it is trying to go into a bit of an accumulation, a bit of an uptick in volume as well on the daily. Let's look at that. I forgot to actually look at that, but it is, yeah. You can see this. That's exactly what you want to see as well. You can kind of just see this uptick. You want to see that continue. You want to see this apex kind of build a little bit better, and the purple drop into price, and the price needs to get above the purple, and you know, as this drops down. Right, this will drop down, come underneath price. This white 100 will come under the price. This will come down here, and you know, price will do something like this, and then price will be able to go higher here. Right. So that is saying the start of 2025 is a rough drawing before this probably starts getting more upside. Could it go up here in the meantime? Of course, I can see more upside, but the real move looks like it'll be next year.